you have an injured brain. Something happened. You can't see clearly anymore. Like maybe with one eye by itself, you can kind of see clearly, sharply. You can read the 20/20 line. But for some reason, you're living your life in a haze. You're getting like, you can't even describe it. You have reduced peripheral awareness. It's like you used to have this expansive peripheral vision, and all of a sudden now it's like you're looking through, not through a tunnel, but you know that like parts of your vision are missing your periphery. Like it's just contracted all of a sudden. That usually happens because you don't have an eye problem. You have a brain problem. So what happened to your brain? Somewhere, some part of it, you have a damage that cannot be detected with an MRI. Structurally, we would see nothing wrong with your brain. What's happening is a functional vision loss. It's a functional vision loss due to things that we cannot detect, through the pathways and the synapses and all the things that find throughout the brain. And there's a disruption there. And when that disruption happens there, the first thing patients lose is not their central vision, not the ability to read 20/20. So reading the 20/20 line is just like 5% of how your vision is. Just because you're 20/20 doesn't mean you're perfect vision. So when you have that weird damage to the brain, it leads to that functional vision loss. And the first thing that can happen is actually contraction of your visual field. And not necessarily on your visual field. If I cover an eye and have you look at this, you'll see this flashing on the side. You'll see it. But what happens is most of the time you won't, because you lose awareness of it. So even though the eye will physically see this as a camera, your brain ignores this a lot. We call it suppression. Suppression is not an eye problem, it's a brain problem. When you have suppression, the first part that's suppressed usually is peripheral vision. So how do you get rid of that? So to get rid of peripheral suppression, expand your visual field, it takes a lot of just daily work. There's no cure. There's no pill. There's no surgery that can expand your brain today. Maybe someday. So how do you expand your brain? It's just intense work. It's actually paying attention to what's in your peripheral vision. It's playing sports. It's doing things that require you to use both sides of your body so you can reconnect those synapses, essentially. A lot of work that you should be doing, bilateral movements, jumping on a trampoline, catching a ball, picking up pickleball, like literally playing badminton with your friends. That is a big part of peripheral awareness, tracking things, finding it, catching it, having someone throw your ball, and literally how you catch the ball just using your peripheral vision. Literally catch it over here as they throw it to you. Because that means you constantly are using, have you been to the baseball field and you see those balls where they shoot the balls and people hit the balls from the machine? Get one of those and just like stand outside, just practice having peripheral awareness, and little by little it expands. And we've had patients that absolutely expand their peripheral vision and get back on track. And so again, I would say this, if a lot of patients have brain issues, they have a contraction of visual awareness. And the first thing to do about it is just intense exercises where you're constantly working on both sides of your body, working on your peripheral vision, catching things, bouncing things, playing games, whatever it takes. But a lot of those things can help guide you into expanding your peripheral awareness.